Hey guys, Ashley here, also known as the HJ fan. I got today with another video, and this is going to be about my One Tree Hill character, my thoughts on One Tree Hill characters. So we're at the final here with the kids, and Brooke is our last character. I really want to talk about Brooke last because I feel like there's just a lot of things I want to get off my chest about her. I'm going to turn my fan on so you guys can really hear me. Brooke, I feel like as much as I rewatch the show over and over and over again, I honestly feel like she's a mixed bag character for me. And I don't want anybody to hate me for saying that. I definitely think out of the five, Sophie is the best actress. The best actor, the best everything. I definitely think Sophie was the best actor on the show. When it came to her scenes, Sophie did not play. She really ate her scenes. Every scene she had, I feel like it really ate. Whether it was like not a scene too serious, a scene that was serious, especially her crying scenes. Like I feel like she was really the best when it came to crying. Like I feel like whenever she was sad, I felt extremely sad. But that's all the characters. I feel like I'm on this emotional journey with the characters every time. But as much as I love Brooke, I feel like there's some things about her that I feel like the writers really intended on making her a victim in situations where I feel like she also played a big, huge part in. And you guys know what I'm going to talk about her relationship with Lucas and the whole little triangle with Peyton. Let's talk about it because I feel like this is something that fans to this day are just not understanding. So I'm gonna break it down to y'all piece by piece. Let's talk about it. Brooke was in the wrong when she even hinted that even when she even entertained an idea of liking Lucas, she was wrong from the start. You don't date someone that your best friend had a crush on, and you especially don't date him after she told you that they almost hooked up and you still try to get with them. That ain't right. You should have been like, I don't know, that's still ain't right. I understand that Peyton and Lucas didn't have a relationship, but Brooke knew that Peyton liked him because she would throw little things, like she would throw little passive aggressive remarks, being like, "You didn't tell me he was such a good kisser. Oh, what, you still like him? What, are you still jealous?" Like she would say things like that to Peyton, like, so that means you definitely know about it and you just dating him anyway. It's like, what, rubbing in my face? Like, I don't know. I feel like a friend just wouldn't do that, and I feel like I've learned my lesson too by doing that. I try to date one of my best friends' ex boyfriends, and I got shot in the foot. Nothing good comes from this. If you really care about your friend and you really care about them, you wouldn't betray them like that. And I feel like being someone who learned from that, just don't do it. And Brooke was in the wrong when she even entertained the idea, and when she even entertained liking Lucas, she knew Peyton liked him, and she still did it. So, on some extent, even though I don't want to sound insensitive, it's kind of like, what did you really expect when you thought that having a girl around that liked your boyfriend, and your boyfriend clearly likes her too? What did you think was going to happen when you had them around each other? Like, what did you really expect? I don't mean to sound insensitive. I'm just trying to be logical here, guys. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be logical. Honestly think I honestly feel like Brooke was in Lucas and Peyton's way the entire time. It was not the other way around. I don't think it's not Peyton's fault why Lucas and Brooke did not work. I honestly feel like a lot of people blame Peyton. Brooke blames her, but that is not true at all. Peyton is not the reason her Lucas never worked out. This whole, do you think someone can have a beautiful love story without someone getting in between it? Yes, I do think that there is no love triangle, or if there is no miscommunication about an ex or anything, someone could really have a happy ending. But don't blame Peyton for why y'all couldn't be a relationship, because that is bullshit and we all know it. The second thing I want to talk about is her blaming Lucas for everything in the relationship, especially in like season three, not season one, because they were barely a couple in season one. But yeah, Lucas cheating, we know. But season three, this really blew the fuck out of me. I really want to talk about this. First of all, I understand Lucas broke your heart, but why would you intend on doing things like a fling, playing with his feelings, knowing how he feels? So how does that make you any better by playing with him, knowing how he feels, and then you get fucking jealous when he dates other girls after you said that's what you guys are supposed to do, and then you call him out, trying to embarrass him by saying that he's supposed to be the guy that said that's good for you on the beach. Brooke, how can I be your boyfriend if you intend on having this fling? How can I show you and prove to you that I can be the guy that you want if you still want to play games? That doesn't make sense. She didn't make sense by saying that. You want Lucas to be your boyfriend, but yet you still want to date other people. Haven't make sense, Brooke. And another thing is the whole wedding scene. We all know the wedding scene. I honestly feel like it was great acting from both Chad and Sophie, but that scene, the writers really try to make Brooke look like a victim, and to me, that was bullshit. I don't care if that sounds insensitive. Going back to that scene, like I said, watching the show over and over again. I never realized how they really trying to make Brooke look like a victim. She stuck with Chris Keller, knowing how Lucas felt about her, and she's getting mad that Lucas is throwing it in her face. But you can constantly throw the fact that he kissed Peyton. You can constantly throw the fact in his face that he cheated on you with Peyton, but he can't throw it. But oh, was it because you guys weren't together? Is that why it doesn't matter? It does matter. You knew how he felt about you, and you were in love with him, and you slept with someone else. That shit is wrong. Just like me, just like me kissing Peyton while we were together was fucking wrong. Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong, and right is right, and that was wrong. And the fact that she tried to defend that by saying that he's trying to use it to hurt her, what the fuck are you doing? You constantly bring up Peyton when it has nothing to do with her. You constantly bring her up when it has nothing to do with us. Brooke was just so stuck in the past, and this is why the relationship never worked to me. She was constantly stuck in the past. She was so threatened by Peyton that she couldn't even focus on happiness with Lucas. She couldn't even try to be happy because she was so threatened by his past with Peyton and Peyton herself. She was just so threatened. Gosh, I honestly just feel like this wedding scene it's so much to talk about in that scene. That's why I will be doing a video on me pulling up the scene, probably on my laptop, and I'm going to break down the scene and let you guys just know my opinions on it. But another piece of thing that I want to take from that scene is when she accuses Lucas of, what did she say? She said, "Why didn't you call me when you were away, and why didn't you never let me in?" And I honestly feel like both of those things are just bullshit. First of all, Lucas and Karen lost Keith. That was someone that he knew way before he knew you. If you're really getting upset because he needed to take space for him and his mom to go breathe and get air and just think about what it was like to have Keith in their life, you cannot be selfish. I honestly think Brooke was being very selfish. If my boyfriend has someone in his life that I never knew about and I got to know him very last minute and he just passes away, I would definitely let my boyfriend take a week to go think about what it was like being his uncle. What was it like having him as an uncle? Like, you can't not be selfish. Brooke was just being very selfish and very, very needy. Like, what are you talking about? That was a moment that me and my mom had because we lost someone way before you knew him. He was in my life for a long time, way before I knew you. So excuse me for going out and taking some time and thinking about the good memories. I don't think Lucas should have felt bad about that. Honestly, he should just told Brooke, me and my mom went out to go have think about the good times. Sorry, but it's not any different if something like that happened to you. I don't know. I think she was just being very clingy and very needy in that moment. Because honestly, I don't think it was that big of a deal. And she also talks about how come he never lets her in. That's not entirely true. Lucas always, like Brooke saying, he was trying to be emotionally connecting with her. She was the one who was entirely closed off. I honestly feel like Brooke was never honest about how she felt about Lucas or the whole Peyton thing. I never thought Brooke was ever honest about any of it. She just honestly feel like she was never honest about anything that she was truly feeling. If you guys look at the wedding speeches that Brooke and Lucas said in season 3 and the season 3 finale, I honestly feel like that's what they both wanted from each other, but they just weren't getting it from each other. I honestly thought it was very. I didn't notice it at first, but I thought Mark was really a genius by having two people who aren't in love with each other tell other people who are in love and telling them what's it like being in love, even though they aren't in love, if that makes sense. They weren't in love with each other, but yet they gave wedding speeches about what's it like being in love, and they don't feel that way about each other at all. I thought that was genius. Um, and it's also a thing too that she said in season 4 about how Lucas is just, oh my god, he's such a bad boyfriend. He's never proving that he wants to be there for her and everything like that. And I also thought that was bullshit too, because you want to talk about bullshit and lies, then what about all that stuff in those 82 letters that you wrote him about being more open and more honest and more emotionally available and not being so insecure? All that was bullshit too, Brooke. All of it was bullshit. So that if you think about it, all their entire relationship was just bullshit. And I'm just tired of Lucas taking the blame for all of it. And I wish people would just realize that Brooke is also accountable for why things didn't work between them. But anyway, I'm done with her. I'm done talking about her and Lucas' relationship and the whole paint thing. I love Brooke. I honestly love her journey. She always had great storylines. I wish they would have had chose someone else for her to end up with, because I think her and Julian had zero chemistry. But that's just my opinion. I'm happy that she finally got married. I'm happy that she finally had a family, because she just has so many obstacles in her life, and I honestly just feel like she deserved a happy ending. Probably more than, probably more than, no, probably not more than Peyton. I don't know, people might hate me saying that, but I think Peyton been through so much. Peyton deserved a happy ending. How about this? Everybody on that show deserved a happy ending. So I'm gonna just say that, like, make everybody feel fair. But Brooke definitely deserved a happy ending from just not having really no one in her life. I think she deserved it, and I'm happy that Julian was able to give that to her. But anyway, that's how I feel about Brooke. I think she's a mixed bag of a character, but I still love her, and I love Sophia Brush. I think she's amazing. I have been listening to the podcast with them talking about the show. So yeah, I think this is my thoughts on all the 5 characters from One Tree Hill. I'm gonna start doing the adults, and the first person we're gonna talk about is Karen. So thanks for watching, and look out for my next video.